This is Brighter Rays, and in this study, we're looking at Genesis 29, 21 through 35, and this is called Perfect Discipline. Now, several chapters back in Genesis, we read the story of the birth of Jacob and Esau. We heard God saying to Rebekah that Esau would serve Jacob, that Jacob would be stronger, and Esau would be the weaker. The reversal of the birth order would happen. This was a blessing upon Jacob that he would receive while still in the womb of his mother. What precipitated this blessing? Nothing but the divine prerogative. Then Jacob and Esau grew up, and Jacob, preyed on the weakness of his brother to get his birthright. Years later, Jacob lied to his father, pretended to be Esau, and managed to secure Isaac's blessing and the conferral of the promises of Abraham to himself. As we're left kind of thinking, we're thinking about several things, aren't we? Is God going to give him all these things and let him get away with all the deception and lies that he's done? Then we see Jacob having to leave home and leave everything behind. That's a small setback, because on the way, God appears to him in a vision and encourages him and confirms the fact that he is the chosen one. Then he arrives, and Rachel almost literally falls into his lap, and he falls in love. Did God care about Jacob's sin? Is he being rewarded for evil? Are there consequences for his sin? That's what we find in the story today. We look at our Western culture and we see the approval of sin that once was frowned upon. The sin was happening, but it was more or less concealed, more or less hidden. The culture, decades ago, in general, said that it was, what was happening today and what is paraded around today was immoral. And now they feel that they are throwing off the shackles of a backward and oppressive morality and are stepping into a more enlightened era. But is this true? Has culture evolved to a higher standard? No, that's foolishness. The world has and always will be evil. That's just how it is. The standards that they live by, unless they coincide with God, are evil. And even living by God's standards, apart from faith in God, is meaningless, for it is only by faith that you can please God. Whether sin is practiced openly or in the closet, whether sin is given a month of national recognition or is still taboo to the culture, that matters little to the judge who sits on the throne and whose eye sees all. Thankfully for the children of God, they don't have to worry about the wrath of God being tread on us. But he disciplines us as the unruly children that we are. Today we're going to see the answer to sin in verses 21 through verses 30. And the blessing amidst the discipline. Wow, say that three times fast. The blessing amidst the discipline in verses 31 through 35. That's what we're going to be looking at in the next couple of lessons. So come back next time and we'll begin by looking at verse 31. And we're going to take a look at the answer to sin. Jacob has sinned. He's done something wrong. And does God answer back to that? Is there consequences for that sin? And so that's what we're going to look at next time.